the trust, the resources, and then the hope that Ghanaians have given to them.
Have that been achieved?
Not yet, not yet. But as a country, we've gone a long way. I have been part of the system from the time I was a student, because I was part of student leadership. And I know what happened before the revolution. In fact, I used to campaign during the 1979 elections. And so I know what happened in the country up to now. We've gone a long way. And I just want to pray and then employ Ghanaians to have the patience for us to go through it all. Many of the countries that we see and admire went through these processes. They didn't just get to where they are through a miracle or by saying that, oh, all those. No, they worked hard to get there.
Okay.
So we need to strengthen the institution of parliament. And after we've done that, then we will have the might. We have the might, the mind, the resources to be able to hold the all-powerful executive to account. And as I told you, people are always talking about accountability to talk about only resources, monetary terms. No, they have to account for the power you've given them. They have to account for the trust. You give all your listen to them that, look, make my life better. So apart from that, you know the presidents, by our constitution, all the minerals in Ghana are held by the president in trust for the people. When lands are acquired by the state, they are held by the president through the Lands Commission in trust for the people. So there are a lot of things we are giving to them to hold in trust for us because we want them to apply those things to our benefit. Okay. We have to hold them to account it. We also have to hold them now to account for the resources, not just money, but all the resources we give to them. And the last one is to make sure that we hold them to account for the hope. We hope they could make our lives better. That's why you vote for the MPs. That's why you vote for the president. And the arm that can only hold the president to do that, and his executive, is parliament. Civil society can talk, they can criticize, the media can publish things and say anything, but can they censure the president? Can they do so for the minister? Remove a minister? They can't. So the only arm that can do that is parliament. And so you need to strengthen parliament. So last year, we started, and many of you would have read or heard me talk about how parliament should be resourced to be able, one, not salaries of MPs or the staff, but to be able to recruit the professional mix that can support the members, to have alternatives from what are being proposed by the executive. So if there's a financial analyst in parliament and they bring a budget or financial instrument, he will be able to go through with the committee on all the other options. And then parliament will now be in a better position to take a decision. We don't have that now in parliament. And that's what we are working towards. But for this year, which is the second session of this 8th parliament, I have decided that I will lead parliament for us now to take the bull by the horns. We will start efforts to hold the executive to account. And all what has happened last year and this year, the executive should be prepared. We'll be holding them to come before the House.
When you say all that has happened, what do you mean exactly?
A lot of things about agreements, about loans, about expenditure, whether it's COVID-19 or Sputnik or whatever, we will need to get them to come and account to the people how that money was applied.
There have been attempts to get the government to account for how COVID-19 funds were expended. And they often say the audit service is there and the Auditor General is there to conduct any sort of audits, and Parliament will not have to constitute any bipartisan committee to advance this.
You know, in true democracies, the Auditor General is an officer of Parliament. And usually, the Auditor General is appointed through a process of Parliament. Ghana, we got it wrong. And we have put the Auditor General under the presidency. The executive is appointed by the president. And therefore, he hasn't got that moral